to this live stream roleplay training session with Phil Jensen. Phil, this is your second summer selling with us, right?
Indeed.
First summer was in Atlanta last year, and off to a great start already this year.
Yeah.
You're above 100 accounts yet, almost?
96. Don't
Okay,
like that.
today we'll be above 100 accounts for sure.
Yeah.
So you want to just get one step closer to the mic?
Yeah, this way.
How's this? Check, check.
Even more this way, yeah.
As long as I can get closer to Hayden.
There you go. And as we do this too, just kind of make sure it's a little weird, but this is the best way to get the highest quality audio. These mics are awesome. Just you always want to have like the mic close to you as you're standing, so you won't move around as much as like a normal role play. But just make sure that's close-ish when you're talking.
Okay.
And I'll check you. Okay. Give me just a rundown though of kind of what you've learned in your first couple weeks selling this year, your second summer. How's it different than your first summer?
Well, first off, I just love Texas. It's the promised land. Just the culture. They have Whataburger. It's amazing. As far as sales, I think one thing I've been
Whataburger, dude, is really good.
I love
been to Whataburger in a long time, but it's
like,
really good.
She's like, this is just an In-N-Out, but not as good. And I was like, you get out. Come and take it. But
have you had a Whataburger breakfast yet?
no, is it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to try.
I'll have to go check.
They have like a honey biscuit chicken.
Ooh.
At least they did. They used to.
When the
I haven't
Dr.
been.
Pepper shake. And
I confess I haven't been to Whataburger in a long time, but that's what I used to get.
Alright.
Yeah, for breakfast.
that's where we're going after this. But
Have you been to Torchy's?
Yeah.
Okay. Torchy's is
Shows
good.
off how pansy I am. It's kind of spicy for me.
Torchy's. you can get stuff from
Mayonnaise.
Torchy's. It's not.
Spicy.
That's what mayonnaise spicy.
I got the most mild thing I thought, and they're just like, yeah, this is it.
This
I'm
is
like,
spicy.
oh, thank you. It's so good.
Dude, you would have got along well with people in my mission in Argentina. They wouldn't even have pepper because it was too spicy.
Oh, really?
Like normal seasoning pepper.
That's awesome.
Like,
we would have been
because
friends.
they'd offer you salt. They're like, yeah, you want salt? I'm like, yeah, sure. Do you guys have pepper too?
Too spicy. So.
No. They're like not all offended. No, it's way too spicy.
That's
like,
super
okay,
funny.
cool, interesting. All right, so Whataburger,
yeah,
Torchy's is too spicy. What else?
exactly. I've probably just been reintroduced to the idea that simplicity is key.
Okay.
I can talk a lot, and it often can get me down the wrong road when it comes to sales. And so I need to make sure I'm being simple and that I don't overcomplicate our features, and benefits, or anything. So
Well, here, you guys are probably knocking with more competition here than you did in Atlanta. Already, at
that's what
least.
I've heard. I luckily haven't had too many issues in my area specifically, but I've had a lot of people around me who've been
Okay.
competing.
So yeah,
Been
just
killing
had
it
some
out there.
fun. Have some fun with some people we know out there.
Yeah.
My question is, I guess, then, what do you mean by simplicity? Just in your pitch, using less words, not moving as much. Like, what's the idea behind the simplicity?
Probably all of it, because I'm a theater major. I like to move and groove and
Okay.
show things. But the biggest problem I've had lately is just talking way too much. And so I'll go through a feature and benefit, especially at the end of the day.
Okay.
I just keep going about how the granules are super.
So
dope
you
and-
talk a lot, you
know.
talk more when you get tired. Is that what you're saying?
Probably, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm the opposite.
Really?
Most people, I'm sure, are the opposite. Phil.
It's because I have to contain myself, and so the energy,
Sure.
that wall gets looser and looser by the end of the day, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's one thing I've just kind of been reintroduced and reminding myself daily to do. Just chill
Simplify.
out. Yeah.
And then how do you think of that in your mind? Is it just make the ideas more simple, or is it actually just like literally talk less?
Literally talk less, but just remembering that all they need to know is I know what I'm doing. And
Okay.
They don't need to know every single facet of the granule treatment or the weep hole and the 6 foot, or that we rotate products so that the bugs don't get resiliency
Yeah.
and all these things. They just need to know I'm going to kill all their bugs. And so often people don't care how you fix it, just that their problems will get fixed.
So you're trying to give them enough information for them to understand why we're better or why to switch.
Yeah.
Because pretty much everything's switchovers. At least in my right now, for me, everything is switchovers. Is that the same for you guys?
Yeah.
Very
Pretty much.
rarely does somebody not have a service.
Those darn do-it-yourselfers, but that's still a service, right?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
just- yeah.
So even then, you're still just simplifying. As
Mhm.
long as they know enough to see why we're better, but also have insight that you know what you're talking about, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that a lot. One line that I really like, I've used a lot is So listen, I'm not going to bore you about the details here. I find them cool, but you know, the bottom line is this works.
That's
So
actually literally
this
what I say.
really.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bore you with the
Yeah,
details.
I don't want to bore you with all the details, so I'm just.
Did you get that from me?
I probably did.
Maybe I don't know, or maybe I got it from Braden, and then you
just
got it
filled the
from
knowledge on
both of us.
No,
Yeah, probably. Anything that works well, I feel like I might have gotten from Braden or somebody that's much better than me at selling.
Maybe.
All right, guys. Let's do some role plays here. I want to see what you're doing. Show me what that looks like. Just the simplicity. What type of customer do you want me to be to start? Like, what are you seeing right now in your neighborhood?
Well, I just moved, so we'll see. But it's kind of been the person who has a company is pretty okay with what they're doing. So
Okay.
nothing crazy.
Bigger, smaller houses? How
Smaller.
Okay.
Two
I'll be decent size, like 2,500 to 3,500 around there.
Yeah, 18 to 25, maybe 3. But.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet.
Okay.
It's a mix in there.
Okay.
Go ahead, man. It's all you.
Okay. Knock knock.
Yeah. What's up?
Not much. How you doing today?
Good.
Good. You the king of the castle?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm just Phil. I'm here with Moxie. Reason I'm stopping by is I'm helping out Bjorn. He's got all the little black ants and the wasps up top. We're treating those. Who do you guys use right now?
I'm with ABC.
Perfect. Okay. How long you had them?
It's been a couple years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've probably seen their service.
Yeah.
Right? They're spraying in the yard, hitting the foundation, smacking the wasps for you. Anything else on a regular basis?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, so what I do, it's a little bit different. Instead of just doing that spot spray in the yard, I'm going to go 30 feet out, curb, all the way to your back fence.
Okay.
Reason that's important is if I can stop those bugs there, they're not just going to keep on attacking the house, right? And then the wasps up top, I'm sweeping your entire roof line, every eave, window, and door, and I put a repellent so that those wasps don't come back.
Okay.
Right? So what's the square footage of your home here?
You know, we're pretty happy with them. I probably would just need to talk with my wife. We're gonna think about switching.
No problem, dude. No problem. See, I'm married. I got you. In fact, do you guys have pets or kids?
Uh-huh.
Okay. First off, let me just show you. Proud dad. I can't.
What's the price?
So that kind of depends on that square footage for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like 2,800.
Okay. Perfect. And so just so you know, with those kiddos, I'm treating the entire yard for chiggers, fire ants, make sure that those kids don't get bit up, right?
Okay.
And so for that square footage, usually, I mean, we're doing the full property. I'm throwing in mice and rats in this area as well for free because over on Padre Avenue, they're having a lot of problems. Anyways, usually it's $299 for the initial.
Okay.
$159 every 3 months. Now with me already being here treating Bjorn, I'm taking off $200. First one's $99. All I need to do is come in and show you I'm doing more, right? That's all I need.
Okay.
After that, it's just the $159, and that's still for the full property treatment. And I'm assuming you'd want me to do the garage as well.
I mean, if we did it, is that extra?
No extra cost, right?
Yeah,
so-
I'm just paying a lot less with my guy. I need to talk with my wife and I can get back to you. Can you leave
No
a card
problem.
or something like
So
that?
yeah, I'd love to leave you with some information. I will say we are paperless, but I can send you some info, no problem. Is your wife here?
No.
Okay, no worries. Is she just working?
I don't know where she's at. Yeah, I just got home.
Dude, women, right? No, I'm just kidding. But so what would you say, you know your wife best, what would she have a problem with?
I don't know, man. She usually takes care of this, but I'm pretty sure we're just paying a lot less with our guy.
Gotcha.
Okay, start over.
Well, okay.
Hey, go ahead.
Knock, knock.
What's up? Can I help you?
Name's Phil. Just here with Moxie, the king of the castle.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just here getting rid of the bugs for the Jones family.
Okay.
Mainly there's a lot of wasps and ants here. Who do you guys use?
I'm with I think XYZ. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
XYZ. All right. Well, I've heard about XYZ. I know what they're doing. So they're probably spraying in the yard, hitting the foundation. Anything else for you?
They do the inside. Whatever I ask them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, good company. It's not good guys, bad guys, right? I will say the reason people are switching over, I'm treating the entire yard, not just spraying.
Okay.
I put a granule, goes below the source.
Question
below
for
the
you:
source.
is there a reason you say that they spray the yard? Like, why do you say that?
Just because in my experience, that's what a lot of companies, if they're doing anything, they'll spot spray. That's what most people have been telling me anyway.
I said almost no company does that
At all?
actually. Yeah. So what?
Sweet.
My question is, you're saying like I want to know why you're saying it. Is it because you have people telling you that they do it?
Probably more of just an 8 Mile tactic as far
Well,
as.
why were so then? What were you saying to get people to tell you that they were spraying the yard?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think I just started doing it because sometimes people would be like, yeah, they'll spray stuff in the yard for me. So I was like, okay, I'll start saying that early.
And would that come from an open-ended question, like what does your company do, or was it more of like, because here's the thing, most people are not watching their company to know what they do.
Okay.
If anyone's telling you that they do anything in the yard, it's because they're trying to say, oh yeah, my guy does that too. It's because you're not framing it in a way where they're actually being honest. They're still just trying to get you to go away.
Okay.
And so I see salesmen do this a lot where they're like, yeah, they probably do the yard, right? Spread it. But like, you're not actually 8-miling them at that point. You're just giving them more credibility than they actually like honestly deserve. But one thing that you could try is, and obviously with the way you guys are training, it's working because you're selling well, but I find that I don't want them to say things that their company doesn't actually do.
Yeah.
And if they ever do say, oh, I do the yard, I'll just come back with and say, oh, they spray the yard, right? Whenever they see the mounds. Yeah, I don't do that at all. Like, we're not going to use a spray in the yard. So I'll then kind of like get them to like agree, because at that point they don't know what they're doing. So I'll say, oh, they spray out there, right? And then when they say yes, I'll be like, yeah, I don't spray. Definitely not. It's way less effective. But I'm not going to ever use that unless they actually say something about it.
Well, that's been interesting because a lot of people, if I say, they'll spray out in the yard, or I'm like, do they spray out here, do that? And they're just like, yeah, they do everything. And it's just
of course they're going to agree with you. Yeah. Not only are they going to agree with you, if you don't have rapport with them yet, they're going to say, my guy does that too for everything that you say. So what I've found that I've really liked is it's a mixture of the two. So I'll be like, okay, so have you seen your guy treat the house when he comes by?
Yeah. I mean, I don't wash him. It's not that.
And you shouldn't. But from what I understand about XYZ, they'll spray. I use the word spray the outside on the foundation.
Okay.
Because when you say hit the foundation, nobody knows what you're talking about. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
To a normal person. So you say because have you ever told someone that and then they're like, yeah, my guy does. No, he does the outside. And the inside. Yeah. So they don't know what you mean by hit the foundation or spot treat. That doesn't really make sense to a normal like person who doesn't. Yeah. So what I say is your guy when he comes out, and I use the word spray because that's a negative connotation typically in people's mind. He sprays the outside on the brick, the foundation, right? Yeah. So then I'll say foundation because now they know what I'm talking about. And then he'll usually spray the inside. And then maybe come out here and kind of sweep the porch. Did you ever see him with that brush?
Oh, yeah. Kind of that big little Q-tip.
And then watch what I'll do next. Do you pay for anything extra on top of that?
No.
Because what if I've just established that I know exactly what this company does. And if I'm good, I'm going to know exactly what all of our competitors do. Right? Now, if it's a door-to-door company, I'll typically say, now, when they came by, they told you they were going to do the yard. They said they were going to do inside and outside. They probably did it the first 1 or 2 times. And then after that, all you got was a spray on the foundation on the outside of the house. Probably not on the inside unless you were home every time. Do you pay for anything extra on top of that?
Sometimes they'll do those fire ants. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. So then this is what we call spot treat, is they'll come out and spray each mound. But notice how they pop up in other places? Yeah. Yeah, it's really common because if you just spray each individual mound, it actually makes the problem worse. Okay. So fire ants do what we call budding. The queen is really smart. She'll feel that the colony's in danger. They'll split the colony and then make it grow even faster. So if you spray yourself or if you have your guy doing what you just described, it's going to make the problem worse 100% of the time. Okay. So we don't do that because it's not very effective. Also because we don't want you to have bugs, all right? So what we do is we treat the entire yard with a granule, every inch of the yard, every service. Okay. That's very important. And so now I'm into my features and benefits. I notice how it's more of a conversation too. Yeah. And I wouldn't necessarily recommend like a rookie go that in depth because you could do it as quickly as this. You could say, so have you seen your guy spray the house? Oh, yeah. So he sprays outside, right? Sprays inside. Yeah. And then do you pay for anything extra on top of that?
I mean, he'll do like some of the wasps, I guess, and the fire ants.
Oh, I forgot that part. Yeah, that's probably covered in the normal service. Anything extra on top of that you pay for?
No, not really.
Okay, great. You're going to love this. This is why everybody's been upgrading. And what they're doing is not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's just outdated. So what I do is different.
Ooh.
Yeah, and now I go into, but that's a way more simple version of what we did before. But I think you could handle what we did before, just in a sense. You want to make sure that it's someone who's actually engaging with you, but if not, go the very like most simple version of it.
The outdated one's interesting to me too.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying they're bad. I don't have anything bad to say about them. It's fairly outdated, that treatment method. So what we do is very different, but it's way more effective.
Good. Here's my card. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I like that. And so run me through. Sorry, I got distracted by the it's outdated.
It's just outdated, yeah.
Before that, what else you have any other services you're paying for? Is that what you're saying?
No, I say, do you pay for anything extra?
I'll pay for
so
anything extra.
in the modules,
Okay.
the script is, do they do anything special for you on top of that?
Yeah.
But what I've really liked that I've been trying is like, do you pay for anything extra? Because that kind of just caps off the fact that everything you just said was the normal service. And then you say, okay, now do you pay for anything extra on top of that? Because if you actually have somebody that's doing the full yard every time, they're for sure paying extra for that, especially with our bigger companies like, I won't say them because
but you know who you are.
But your bigger national companies, it's all like their standardized services. You'll pay for extra stuff like treating the yard, like fire ants, or really, yeah, like Orkin or Terminex. They'll literally make you pay extra for yard treatment or for additional, like instead of just the first story on the eaves, the second story. So it's good to say it that way because it really. It caps off the normal service, and then it says anything they say on top of that will be like, yeah, it's typically going to be extra.
And then it has that negative connotation in there.
Now, then you say, okay, now everything I do is included, and I don't have anything bad to say about them. We're just very different in how we treat. We found that their services, it's fairly outdated, the treatment method.
Okay.
And everyone else doing it like them.
Which is everybody besides us.
Yeah, and dude, another thing too, sorry for rambling here for a second, but is like if you don't know what the service is, don't play the game of like, is your wife home? Can you go get her type of thing? Just say, okay, have you seen when they spray? And act like you can say like, okay, so there's a company that's switched to me, like almost every person that I've found from this company has switched to me in this neighborhood. It's called XYZ. And their service is very similar to what you're describing. So they just spray the outside of the house on the base, the foundation, and they spray the inside if you're home. They'll bat down the spider webs here. Or if I'm really feeling confident, I'll be like, they play around with the spider webs up here, and you notice them come back right away, and the wasps. And then, I mean, do you pay for anything extra on top of that you know of?
So I mean, they're gonna do the fleas and ticks for us because we were asking about it. So
gotcha. So whenever you ask them, then they'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's very typical with this company I'm referring to. So I don't know if you're with them, but that's exactly how most of the companies are. Now, everybody's upgrading because that treatment method, although they're good at doing it, it's just outdated. And so you don't get the results long-term that you deserve. Okay. And it's certainly that you're paying for. And then you go into ours. But look, we do different. Okay. All right. You want to try it?
Yeah. So would you insert that? Because you went straight into this is what XYZ does and everyone's switching from them.
Well, if I just find that they don't know and they're trying to avoid the conversation.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's probably because they don't quite trust me yet. And they do actually know. That's why like I don't go directly to like, can you go get your wife or whatever? Because I don't actually know if that's a real objection. All I know, they just don't quite trust me yet. And so if I give them more value and they see that I'm an expert in what I'm talking about, then they'll finally open up and trust me again.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's for later. That's more of a critique for later on in your pitch. But everything besides what I'm talking about right now is very good. I remember the first time we role played, Phil.
It was awful.
And but it's like you're very good right now. It sounds genuine, and you sound like you're talking with me and not at me.
I think one thing, and we can talk about this later. I don't mean to diverge.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things I have a problem with is, especially late in the day, I get very reasonable man, just like, hey, we're chill, and I don't have the certainty and like the oomph and the chutzpah.
Yeah.
And so I might need to work on that with my pitch of being like, here's where I do absolute certainty and like,
sure,
awesome at this.
My pitch tends to be more like what you're describing, like
what's up,
just more laid back, because I'm trying to take the edge off of especially like I'm trying to not seem as like hardcore, I guess.
Okay.
If I go full on like certainty mode, like daddy mode.
Yeah.
So if I get tired though, I can feel myself going more to that too.
Okay.
I have to like infuse it back in. But okay, go ahead and let's just implement that part where you're comparing and contrasting services, and then you're just asking like, do you pay any extra? Do you pay extra for anything on top of that, or do you pay anything? Do you pay extra for anything special on top of the basic service?
Okay.
Start from the beginning, and we'll get you there.
Yeah. Knock knock.
Yeah, can I help you?
Hey, my name's Phil. I'm just here with Moxie, the king of the castle.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting rid of the bugs for the Johnson family. Who do you guys use right now?
Oh, we're good, man. We already have a service.
Of course, it's Texas. You got to have somebody, right?
Yeah.
So Johnson's, they were using XYZ. The biggest thing that they're getting is those little ants in the yard. Basically, XYZ, they were saying they'll spray the foundation, hit the bricks for you, right? And then they'll bat the wasps down up top, maybe spray inside.
Rewind just a little bit.
Yeah.
Still go with your normal. Ask me who I'm with, and then because I didn't really not give you the answer. I just like, no, we're with somebody.
Okay.
And then ask me.
So if somebody gives you that, do you usually just say like,
I'll still ask
who are you using?
Yeah, great, man. Most people have been. The Johnsons were with XYZ. Who are you guys with?
Perfect.
And I'll ask you with that. I really want to know.
Okay. Well, good. Knock knock.
Yeah, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm fine. Can I help you?
I'm good. I'm the king of the castle.
I'm good too, in case you're wondering.
Yeah. By the way, just so you know, would you like some water?
Dude, I do that so many times. I do that. I'm like, I'm not interested.
I've got some jokes. We'll have a blooper reel later. Let's try it again.
No, what's up, man? Can I help you?
Name's Phil. Just here with Moxie, the king of the castle.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I'm just here. I'm helping the Johnson family get rid of some bugs tomorrow. Who do you guys use?
We've already got a company, man.
Of course, it's Texas, right? You gotta have it. Who do you guys use?
I'm with. I like that, by the way, because if I don't answer you directly and then you come back and you just like politely ask me again, it's like no, like I'm in charge here. So like, yeah, who are you guys with?
Mm-hmm.
I'm with XYZ, I think.
Awesome. So that's actually who the Johnsons were using. The reason they're switching is because the XYZ, good company. It's not good guys.
Yeah, still ask me if I've seen them treat.
Have you seen them treat?
I'm usually not here, but yeah, sometimes.
Okay. So the Johnsons were telling me more about their service. They're probably hitting the bricks for you. They're spraying around the foundation.
Yeah.
And then they'll sweep up top for the wasps. And then are you paying for any extra services on top of that?
That's it right there. I know it was a little a little jumbled, but that's it.
Paying for any extra services.
Yeah, so you're just gonna do your normal okay, so they spray the outside, right, on the foundation, and then they probably spray the inside if you're home, right? And maybe if you ask them, they'll do a couple extra things. But regularly, do you pay for anything on top of that?
Okay.
Yeah. Same idea, right? But like, okay, so go back to where you asked me what the company is.
So yeah, who do you guys use for the bugs?
I'm with XYZ.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So Johnsons were using them. XYZ, you've seen their service, right?
Yeah.
So they're probably spraying that foundation on the base and then sweeping up top for the wasps. Probably anything else you might ask inside, outside. Anything special or anything extra you're paying for besides that?
No, not really. I mean, sometimes if we have ants or something in the yard, we'll go ask them and to take care of it.
Well, and what was your name? Sorry.
Hayden.
Phil. So Hayden, you're going to love this. So what I do is I treat the entire yard. I'm going 30 feet from the home, and that stops the ants at the source before they can get up into your walls and cause problems. Right?
Okay.
And so how long have you had them?
I've been with them for 2 years, I think. 3 years, something like that.
Well, sorry, just wondering. It's good for my brain. The other thing, do they sweep up top every single time or just every once in a while?
Don't ever ask that.
That was
because you don't know the answer to that question.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
I was like a stall. Okay, now I can go.
So you'll want to say something like, "Well, do your normal." What would you normally do right there?
So I normally, hopefully at least, should have. I already asked that question, so I would have just gone into another feature and benefit and asked the square footage.
Okay, yeah, that's great. We're really only focused on that transition though, because that's gonna really set you up for everything that you need to know for the rest of the sale. Otherwise, if it's open and we haven't established like what we're doing here, then they can just come back and say if they don't want to buy. They'll just say, yeah, my guy does that too. I don't know why I would pay more for the same service.
Yes.
And that's not going to be true. But because you haven't established that you know what's going on, they will still be able to say that if they don't want to make the buying decision.
I like that. And one thing I noticed too.
Because it's never actually true. Unless they are, in fact, paying more.
Which even then,
you see what I'm saying?
Is probably still less.
Oh yeah, it's always going to be. This is the thing that I've just learned over the years, dude. It's so difficult to have a high quality, consistent service in any service industry. Okay. And so you can just assume, and people will know this too. They just assume that they're going to have to deal with problems and issues. And so if they're ever like, if you ever find someone that has a problem and they're not switching to you, it's not because of the problem. People will become very illogical to get you off of their doorstep because they're not wanting to tell you like, hey, you couldn't earn my trust. Like, please just go away. Instead, they're going to say something like, no, we don't have problems. You're like, oh, I see this ant mound right here.
Yeah.
You ever have sales reps or see they just get frustrated with that? Like, I don't know why this guy wouldn't switch. He just had ants everywhere.
That was my entire
It's like
Georgia
because
experience.
yeah, it's because people get really illogical when they don't trust you. Because instead of saying I don't believe you or trust what you're saying, or like you haven't earned my trust, you're talking down about the decision I made or whatever. Instead of acknowledging, they know they have a bug problem too. They just they don't care. They don't want to buy. And so they will just become very, very logical. It's irrational to get upset at them too, because like what they're really saying is, I just don't want to buy from you or whoever the sales rep is, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought I'd throw that in because I've been hearing a lot lately. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't, some people would just like, I don't get why they don't.
They won't buy.
Yeah,
The
it's
ants are
like,
there.
well, it's not their, it's never their fault. Just make sure you establish that.
So then that would just be back half of the sale, you know.
Yeah, but even
Forrest
before
Gump.
the back half of the sale, it's really always about just establishing that there's real value there for them and helping them see it.
Okay.
Because the back half of the sale, like Forrest Gump pattern, the first transition after price, like that stuff will help, but it won't do anything if there's not value established.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been talking to Cole about this the other day. Like, you really have to see in your mind, just checking a box of, do they actually understand that this is more valuable? How do you know? Well, one, they're not lying to you anymore. So they're not telling you irrational things to get you to go away. If they start to be reasonable with you, you know that they actually trust you. Like if they'll tell you that they still see bugs, or if they tell you that like very specific things of reasons why they won't buy that are actually true.
Okay. Well, and that's like the people who will show you and like.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, I
Show
just
you
don't. The problem is, I just don't. You know, I don't know if I'm in a contract. I really need to make sure. We only signed up with them about a year ago, so I want to make sure I'm out of it. Like, they're ready, but that sort of thing, where it's like very specific. That's when all the back half of the sales stuff just works like magic.
Okay.
Is because they actually understand that it's better,
Yes.
but they're just not quite like there yet with the certainty to buy.
But we'll talk more about that after.
Okay, and we can do another one too on that. But because people think that the Forrest Gump pattern is like your end all be all, they're just like you just throw that out there, and then all of a sudden, and it just doesn't work unless there's actual value. But what we're talking about, this transition with establishing what the company does, that's really important just for you to be able to use throughout the sale.
Okay.
Because then you can actually go with certainty and say like, yeah, as we talked about already, your company's not doing this, this, and this. Like if they trust you, right? But as opposed to us, we're doing this, this, and this.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just do it one more time, if that's okay. And then you can practice it today. As in all new training principles, like you'll probably stumble a little bit with it. So if you don't get 5 extra sales today because of it, it's not because
Quit.
The transition's broken. It's just because you need to like get more fluid with it.
Definitely. No, and I should be zeroing this so I can listen to it.
Yeah, you should.
I should be.
I'll serial some of mine too, and like you
Oh,
can listen
please.
to it. Yeah.
Please. Okay. Knock knock.
Yeah. What's up?
Not much. How you doing today?
I'm fine. Can I help you?
I'm good. You the king of the castle?
Yeah. Yeah. What's up?
Phil.
Nice to meet you.
I'm just here with Mosky. Reason I'm stopping by is I'm helping out the Jones family. I'm getting rid of their bugs.
Okay.
Who do you guys use for the pests?
I'm with I don't remember actually. I think my wife takes care of it. It's like
gotcha.
Adaptive. Or
Oh,
something
probably.
Like that.
So there's-
XYZ.
I've heard of that company. It's I think Aptive. Question, because I feel like if you're correcting them, that's an automatic wall build. So I didn't mean to stop us.
No, I would. If I know who it is and they're not saying the name right.
Sometimes I say adaptive and I just go with it.
Sure,
Like,
that's fine.
that lie. I don't know. But
Tiva. I'm with XYZ.
yeah. Anyway, so you're with XYZ.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're a good company. It's not good guys, bad guys. They're probably spraying the foundation for you, sweeping the wasps up top. Inside, I mean, anything you ask. Are you paying for any other services on top of those?
Say, are you paying for anything extra? Because other services sounds like not pest control.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Like anything that's not pest control. That's what my mind goes to if I'm a customer.
okay.
Are you paying for anything extra on top of that?
Are you paying? Yeah. Are you paying for anything extra on top of that?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Well, so the reason people are switching over to me is because I'm not just hitting the home. not just treating your home,
Spraying even.
not just spraying chemicals upon your home. What I do is I start from that curb and I go all the way to your back fence. And the reason that's important.
Hold on, can we rewind to that?
Yeah.
So do you see like actually how the difference between those iterations of what you just said? So I'm not just hitting the home.
Yeah.
It's like I find that sales guys do this actually a lot, where like you get so used to saying what you're saying that you go to the most basic version of it that it just makes sense in your mind, but it's almost like slang a bit.
I've simplified it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like you simplified it beyond the point of the customer understanding what's actually being said. So if they are buying from you, they're buying because you're really confident, not because they understand anything you're saying.
Okay.
But the more you can make it understood with like they're spraying. And this came to my mind when I was thinking about like, all right, if I'm a customer, what do I think my pest control company is doing? If I have no clue and I'm not watching them and they do a million things, like in my mind, how would I describe what they're doing if I never watched them? I would just say, yeah, the bug man comes to spray my house. Because that's like, in my mind, I would equate pest control to like spraying.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Because if I ever am home, what are they doing on the inside? They're using a spray. So I'm just going to think spray pest control.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why you always want to use that when you're talking about other companies and what they do, is because, okay, you've seen them spray. They spray the outside and they'll probably spray the inside of the house too, right? Do you pay for anything extra on top of that?
They'll hit fire ants sometimes for me. They'll spray fire ants for me.
Right. Whenever you have them, you'll ask them. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I figured. So you're going to love this then.
Okay.
And then you go into the next thing.
XYZ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Try that one more time.
So do you want me to go from the beginning or just that XYZ?
XYZ. I'm with XYZ.
Gotcha. So it's not a good guy, bad guy thing, right? They're a good company. They're probably spraying the foundation, those bricks outside, spraying inside. Anything special that you're paying for? Any other extra services you're paying for?
On top of that, dude, good. That was your best one. Yeah.
Okay.
And it sounded very much like you, which I really liked.
Good.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well then you're gonna love this. The reason people are switching over is I'm not just gonna spray the foundation or the home for you. I start 30 feet out, curb all the way to your back fence. I'm doing every inch of your yard. Okay, do you guys have pets or kids?
Yeah.
Well, good.
I don't remember how many.
Yeah, let me just move that blunt for you.
I was actually just thinking in my mind about what you were saying and if it made sense to me or not.
Oh, okay.
And then you asked me if I had kids. I don't remember how many kids, but we've got a few of them.
A few of them, at least one or two.
And dogs, I don't know. We seem to adopt a new one every day, so I'm not sure.
See, and then I would probably show my child.
That's good,
I'll
dude.
go past that.
All right, let's stop right there. Well done, man. Okay, I got a little gift for you, Phil.
Oh, that's too kind.
Yeah.
Is it Bjorn?
Yeah, it's Bjorn. He's gonna do all your social media now and your
good.
live streams and stuff like
Because
that.
my Instagram is like 6.
Okay, so don't read this on this live, but I
God.
got this for you.
all those Benjamins that just fell out. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
Thank
you
you.
open it up though. I want to see your reaction to it.
Okay.
I haven't done this with anyone else because I haven't been able to give them a gift in person, so I've
That's
just
why.
sent it to them.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see here. Feel free to be as messy as you'd like to. Yeah, just throw it everywhere.
Sorry. This is the theater popping out. What is this? You did not.
Yeah.
Hey. He
I
knows
heard
who
through
I am.
I heard through the grapevine that you might want some
I know.
Xbox controllers.
I know who told you.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, dude, you're welcome.
Oh, there's multiple. Man.
You
And it's blue.
you got a
Put a
blue
big Moxie symbol
shock
right here.
blue. Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Now you guys will have to come play.
Yeah, that's what
Everybody.
that's what I was saying is I definitely need to come play.
Yeah.
What do you play?
Are you a game? I was going to ask. Are you?
No,
you a
but
nerd?
dude, I don't know how to play things, but I know how to win things. So
All right. I love it.
that's a
Well-
Richism. He always says, he's like, I don't know how to play, but I definitely know how to win.
I love that. Okay. Now, yeah, we'll have a game.
What do you
night.
usually play?
So I'm a nerd.
Dude.
I play like role-playing games, RPGs, Skyrim kind of stuff.
Okay,
if you heard of
I was
Skyrim.
gonna say like Call of Duty, or are you more FIFA? But neither.
No,
actually.
I do enjoy me some Call of Duty. Halo's still a gem that I
Really, dude?
appreciate.
Yeah, I was always a Halo guy.
I bought
back in
that
the day
whole collection and stuff.
before I retired from my gaming career.
I mean, I definitely don't play very much as I used to. But when I do play, I try to get everyone together. So this
Well,
is
now you
why.
can.
Exactly.
Cool, man. Thanks for being on the stream. I
Appreciate it.
appreciate you, dude. This has been really useful for me too, just like clarifying some of these training principles.
Mhm.
Yeah. What's your takeaway, and then we'll finish up.
So once again, just kind of simplicity. The big thing my victory for this week, coming away from this training or this role play, is just that I want to focus on saying that. Like, are there any extra services or anything?
Is there anything extra you're paying for? Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything extra you're paying for? Perfect.
That's it.
I would like to use that as much as I possibly can.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Love it, man. Thanks for being on and thanks for working so hard and always just brightening up my day every time I see you.
Should I fade